Hello, I'm Gary Lyon and welcome to the 2014 wash-up for the Western Bulldogs. Damien Barrett, it feels like a real changing of the guard happened with this team, with the likes of Boyd, Cooney and Murphy handing the baton to the new wave of dogs, such as McRae, Liberatore and Dalhouse.
Yeah, that trio of players, Gaz, was good for a large part of the season, but ultimately, when it's all said and done, 2014, another disappointing year for the Bulldogs.
Step backwards, I think, no doubt about that, but there were highlights, and the arrival of Marcus Bontempelli. He was a bit of a speculative pick 4 for the Western Bulldogs. A great recruiting by whoever was in charge of him, because they saw something in him that really, I mean, he'd almost be #1 pick if we did it again. He's got such class, poise, time, skill. I mean, all of the attributes. He kicked clutch goals, won a couple of games off his own boot. And he is, you talk about the Western Bulldogs getting some sizzle about them. That's the man right there, Marcus Bontempelli.
Yeah, and another guy who's got that sizzle factor is Jake Stringer, Gaz, who I make as my highlight for the year. It sort of took a while for, I think, the entire competition to work out he's got some ability, and it's took the Rising Star sort of judges a long time to...
broken leg as a young man, so that held him back. And I think the thing about him, I know a bit about Jake, that's why I've jumped in here, was where he was going to play. Right. I mean, he played centre-half back, centre-half forward, he played in the centre as an under-18, under-16 player, and in the end they used him as this forward with great results.
And is that the future for him, or does he go back into the midfield at some stage?
I'd love to see him find a motor, because he's got that ability, you just saw it there, to break tackles. I think he'd be a really good clearance player if he could, but that would be up to Jakey.
Who's your low light?
Well, their inability to find a big key forward. I mean, they recruited Cramry, and that was specific recruiting, but he's more your third tool. Even Jakey Stringer there, who became almost their most important forward over the course of a long, hard season, isn't going to be able to play in the slot. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, the talk about Patton being on the table clearly is off now with that young man going down with a knee injury. So they need to do it. They've got issues at both ends, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I thought the low light was, for me, Tom Williams. Just I suppose the experiment that he wasn't he, coming out of the rugby league sort of background 10 years ago. Really nice guy. Gave it 10 years. Ultimately, body just never allowed him to get near putting together an AFL career, and I think he could have had the body stood up.
Yeah, that's a shame. He had that explosive pace and athleticism would have allowed him to be a terrific player.
Christmas bonus time, guess.
I had this fat Christmas bonus for Tom Liberatore at about round 16 when he was in All-Australian contention. Look, he's still getting it, but I'm taking a couple of green ones out. He's a clearance animal. He's an inside player. Just tailed off towards the end, which, mate, look, it probably takes a lot out of him. But, I mean, he's had his issues, Tommy, as we know, off-field, that he's sorted them out and got back in terrific form. So, for me, it's been a terrific effort and a great comeback to footy, and gets a nice bonus.
I'm giving you a nice one, and I'm going to keep it the full package to Jack McRae, Gaz. I really liked...
Full package?
Full package. Full Christmas bonus package. In Western Bulldogs terms. We're not talking Hawthorn or, Collingwood terms, but Western Bulldogs terms.
He'd get a game for Hawthorn.
He would get a game for Hawthorn. He'd get more money if he's playing for Hawthorn too. But no, I thought he was really good. Most disposals for the club. And, look, brings something different. He's not just your hard-working midfielder. He's got tricks. They're
sellable. I mean, McRae, Bontempelli and Stringer. I mean, you can build your marketing and membership package around those guys, but they're going to need someone at the other end of the ground, and we'll get to that in a moment. Chopping block for me, Christian Howard, first-round draft pick, has struggled to finally make a spot inside this team. So he's going to get it for me. I think he's played 3 games in 2 years, and that's not the return you want, so you've probably got to cut him loose.
I'm putting Shaun Higgins on from the playing side of things, and it just hasn't done enough, Gaz, and the body didn't let him down this year, strangely enough. Brendan McCartney, the coach, needs to go on as well. Been there now 3 years, just has not got the results. And I know in Brendan's case, it's always been the big picture, but... I reckon it's been to the detriment of the now. I reckon there's a mindset there that has not allowed this footy club to go for the games that are right in front of them to win, because of the view they've got. That's 5 and 6 years down the track.
Time to free them up a bit?
Time to harden up and just win a game of footy. Just go in every game and have a crack. Because I reckon this big picture perspective has hurt the now.
OK. Well, they need to improve type of players. They need to recruit. Well, I'm going again on the forward thing. I know it's a broken record, but it's just so critically important. If you're going to have a midfield that's capable of giving you opportunity, then you've got to be able to have targets to go to. So if they can support Cramry and they can support Stringer, then you get reward for effort, and then you might get more of the footy you're talking about, the freedom to go forward. Right now, too often I think they play with 5 forwards because they're trying to protect everything else, but if they can get some big marking forwards it'll help them out. So that's what they've got to make a priority.
They're trying to do that for a long time, haven't they? Keep failing.
Well, you can't just throw your hands in the air and say we can't get one, because it just doesn't work. You've got to go harder.
But I think your improvement's linked to maybe my one, because they've got to become sellable, as you used that term a moment ago. They need to become relevant, need to start winning games and give reason to a big-name player to want to come to that footy club. 8 wins last year, 7 wins this year, not good enough.
Right, where have you got them going then in 2015, Damo?
I've got them stagnating, guys. Pretty much more of the same for Brendan McCartney and these boys.
All right, well, I don't like putting riders on mine, but I've got them going down, unless they can attract those big key position players you're talking about. And the will and the strength of all these young blokes is going to be great, but unless you can finish it off, got them going down. Nice work by you, Damien Barrett. That is the wash-up for the Western Bulldogs.